What makes a model good? Is it the hours spent pawing over the mold lines, or the days it seems planning the perfect kit bash? Is it the pose? Or maybe it's that painting technique that one guy on Instagram with the funny name does. Maybe it's resin. Maybe it's plastic. But with a name like Sprue Saga, it's got to have something to do with models, right? Well, I'd say you're half right. You're going to see me painting and doing conversions and even different ways of doing these paintings and conversions, but this channel is going to include something I feel that has been missing, and that's a story. See, for years I've spent countless hours scrolling through YouTube channels, ranging anywhere from knowledge about the gods and devils of the Forgotten Realms to who is Mr. Blue Eyes of Cyberpunk 2077. But at the root of all these, there's one thing that has been at the back of my mind that just doesn't seem to be going away. Where's my story in all this? You know, my own slice of the creative pie. See, when I was younger, a lot like many of you, I grabbed the nearest Christmas wrapping paper tube and pretended I was a Jedi Knight fighting the evil Sith that plagued my home, known as my brother, to grabbing my Nerf guns and fighting the all-consuming flood that is creeping its way into my backyard, known as my dog. See, my family never really had the creative bug, but creativity is the child that survived, and well, that's the heart of this channel. See, for years I had been looking for a way to throw myself into these worlds that I had fallen in love with, and it wasn't up until a few years ago that I found this hobby. See, I'm a tactile person. I tend to learn through doing or learn through action, and for me, any chance I got to get my hands on a prop or something that could have been in this world was like an instant teleportation. I wasn't some man in a room holding a sword. I was Aragorn, son of Arathorn, fighting for Frodo at the gates of Mordor. A piece of this world made manifest. And with scale modeling, I had galaxies fitting into the palm of my hand. Like many of you, I began to empty my wallet in any local game store or online store that would have me, and what was one model here and there turned into, well, I think you get the point. And what started as a small weekend hobby grew into what I'm sure many of you are dealing with, and that's a large pile of potential. But still, one thing remained. Sure, I could assemble these models, paint them according to the lore and canon that's been laid out for them, place them on a shelf, and if I'm lucky, take them down and play a game or two. But I felt cheated. That's where this story ends? You're telling me all this money and all this time just to be thrown on a shelf and forgotten? To let time and dust gather on the sword and spear of these amazing characters? There's gotta be more. And that, my friends, is what leads us to this moment. This channel and its purpose. I, in good faith, could not let such amazing models and characters be lost to time. So I set out to change that. See, there are 1,000 ways to build an army. You could prime it, paint it, and throw it on the shelf for all to see. But this channel is not about that. This channel is about what happens after the box is opened, after the paint is dried, and after the glue is set. Before rules, before victories, and before names. Because right now, this plastic is inert, without memory and without purpose. But what if it wasn't? See, all armies begin the same way, on a sprue. Identical parts, identical poses, and identical destinies, if you let them. And this hobby tells us who these models are, what they've done and how their stories will end. But what if we could change that? What if we could take these soldiers of injection plastic and tell our own tales? Not ones bound by the canonical tellings of someone else, but by fate, by a dice roll. This is where we begin. This is Sprue Saga, where models are built and legends are made. All right. Cut. Send it to post. Not really. I'm running this show by myself. Hi, my name's Joshua. I just wanted to do a short little introductory video to not only the channel, but myself. If you love the idea of amazing models from all manner of IPs that we love, and in my humble opinion, really kick-ass stories, then boy hot doggy have I found the channel for you. If you would like to support us in any way, shape, or form with a like, a comment, a subscription, that helps out immeasurably. If you would like to support us even further, our Patreon is going to be linked down in the description. All right. Yeah, I think that's it. Bye.